Do we need a swap? Which side do you
Oh,
find
is this what you were doing with club before?
Yeah, what side do you find is your better side?
This one, probably.
Okay. Hi, my name's Elliot Taylor. I'm the co-head of our athlete development program here at Athletes Authority, and I'm here with Jessie, who's one of our athletes. She's currently a rower, unless she decides to change sport. So Jessie, before we kind of delve into it, kind of tell us why you came to Athletes Authority, what you were looking for, why you became part of the athlete development program.
I have a very long and rich history of injuries.
Very long.
Which has sort of jaded my rowing career quite heavily. And so as I was taking time off and sort of evaluating what I wanted to do with rowing, I wanted to come back. I knew that I wanted to sort of do some rehabilitation and sort of work on all my weaknesses anyway, whether I came back or not. And through word of mouth, I sort of heard about Athletes Authority and heard about you and thought that it might be a good idea to sort of come in and see what it's all about. And then when I did, I started enjoying it, and obviously through your program have found that my body's sort of on the track back towards where I want it to be.
Yep.
And sort of based on my past experience with S&C, although I've had really, really great S&C, my overall program probably has been not dealt with well when I have had injuries. In terms of obviously load spikes and doing different things at different times, and
I'm laughing because we had many conversations about load spikes.
Yes, but I more mean like my overall program, not just my S&C, but overall wasn't really managed well personally for myself. But that was because I was in and out of like different institutions and stuff. So
100%.
Institutes, not institutions.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Got that part out.
Yeah.
So something we should talk about, and it's probably the conversation that comes up a lot, is how do we differ to your previous experience with institutes to much more formalized professional strength and conditioning, and what do you find is the difference in terms of care to programming to, I guess, mine and your relationship, and kind of run us through a little bit of that.
Well, I sort of had my S&C was really good, and then like moving in to sort of different and bigger programs, I struggled a little bit just because it was more generalized, it wasn't personalized, which I struggle with because obviously I have different injuries and I have a different body to everyone else, and different ages and all of that was sort of wasn't really taken into account. And so at home I never really struggled, but when I moved away I tended to, I was in, like, because I was younger and not as experienced a lot of the time. So here it's a lot more personalized, which is good, and like we sort of take it day to day rather than
competition to competition.
Yeah, competition, not really, like it can be altered towards how I'm feeling as well, which is a new experience for me. So if I'm a bit sore, then we take things out and adjust, which I think is really good. And so
you struggled with that a little bit initially?
Yeah, well I just didn't, Originally I found it hard to communicate that, but then now that our relationship as like athlete coach has developed, it's a lot easier. And so that sort of helped on the injury side, especially getting back into more training and back into a sort of a bigger load. And then the other thing I have to be careful about is sort of my overall program, because I think I've like the best part, I've had like the most gains I have in the last few years from working with you and Athletes Authority, which is good. But that's also because my overall load has probably been lower. So therefore, like, when I am testing, I've been able to get a bit more.
Well, and that's something that we talk about with rowing all the time, is that it's a really unique sport, and it's a bit like swimming in the sense that rowing coaches chase huge distances for a race that's only 7 minutes, correct?
Well, about
about 7. Let's go about 7. But you got a PB the other day, which is huge. And that was your first PB in what, 5 years? I got told off because I didn't know that, and I said congratulations, and she said that was my PB in 5 years. You should give me a lot more congratulations.
That wasn't enough.
So what was the PB? Tell us that. Go on. Don't be humble.
I don't want to tell anyone it.
Okay.
It's a secret.
Okay.
Anyway.
Never mind.
Can you?
Tell us the PB.
Okay. Well, it was a 6:49, but that's not allowed to go on the website.
Is that? That's not allowed to go on the website.
No.
Too bad, it's already going on.
It's a 10 seconds PB.
That's huge. What's that on an international scale? We don't have to put this part on.
Oh no, it's pretty good.
Yeah. It's
like,
pretty good.
it's like I think that the world record or the Australian record is 6:35, so that's not too far off.
Same.
And that was Kim Crow.
Nice.
Who's the love of my life. Anyway. Don't put that anywhere.
I really hope this goes on the list.
Anyway, but yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
So I think because I've always been my best when I actually have sort of been chasing stuff in the gym.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm a bit more robust and I have my whole body in general sort of in alignment a lot better, which is sort of where I need to be able to like get in the propositions in the boat and sort of get there. And my biggest weakness due to injury was the ergo.
Yeah.
And also gym
made
stuff.
That a lot stronger.
Yeah, so that's obviously gotten a lot stronger through your program, and then hopefully as we continue to develop, I can keep that sort of going.
Something I find that's really cool with you and really challenging at times is that you're a very autonomous athlete. You're very good at coming in and doing what you think you need to do, and I think that's been cool to see an athlete that so knows their body so well. Do you think that's from working with so many different strength and conditioning coaches? Do you think it's just being that you know your injury history and you know what works with your injuries and what doesn't? Yeah,
well, I think like working with Dave Young at Swiss helped. He sort of had to teach me that.
Yeah.
So he got me to
I'm
different
lucky
time
that
in my life.
I've had you
got me that
quite
part.
developed. Yeah.
So he like got me at a very difficult part where I just like did everything.
I do send Dave emails weekly saying thank you.
Thank you so much. So I sort of had to learn about my body because I obviously starting so young when I was still at school when I was 15 or whatever at a higher level, I had no idea. And sort of just wanted to train and be the best I could. And obviously, I actually didn't get a really bad injury until I was 17, 18. So I kind of went 3 years thinking I was invincible and that nothing would ever happen. And I was training, like, I always would add extra programs. Like, they'd write a program and I'd be like, nah, I'll have 30 minutes today. And they're like, no. And I'm like, no, I need to do that. But now I'm like trying to cut that back.
Me.
Yeah, listen to people.
You're doing well.
So that's like a lot of injuries and a lot of having to learn about myself has made me like that. Yeah. But I've also always been quite independent as an athlete, and I don't really like being micromanaged, but I feel like I need it sometimes too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So now that you've been part of the program for about 4 months, what do you think are some of the goals for the future? What would you like moving forward? Where do you see yourself going?
Well, as I mentioned about my injury history, that sort of has put quite a dark and sort of a bit of a shade on what I have achieved and what I have done.
Yeah.
And so moving forward, I kind of don't really want to put any pressure on where I want to go, but I would like to get obviously back into rowing and get back to a place where I'm training well and then I can see where it goes. So I'm starting to get there and then I'm enjoying it. So I think like a big part of sport, and when I've always done my best internationally and domestically, has been when I have been enjoying it, when I've been loving it. So I think
there's a big shift, and you can probably attest to this, to doing a sport as a junior and really aspiring to be a professional to then actually the reality of being a professional athlete.
Yeah,
and what that means.
Yeah, I think also being injured also just gave me so many setbacks in terms of
it's frustrating.
Frustrating, and then also like I just couldn't do things, I couldn't do certain sessions, and then I was really lucky to actually get where I did get when I was really that injured. So I kind of don't really want to have to keep relying on my strengths. I would like everything to sort of be a strength and me as a whole be like more of a well-rounded athlete. So I want to get there, and then my training get well, and then I'll go well, and then we'll see where that goes from there.
Okay, I like that. Thanks, Jess.
Cool.